Hello, Namaskar, Jai Guru. We are back again.
Jai Guru.
For the benefit of the viewers, we have started one new series of sessions. Today being the first episode, we thought of naming it as Dialogue of Depth. By the way, our names are also SS. I'm Subhajit and Mr. Surya on the other side. So today, backstage, we are discussing about the topic was weakness, right? Weakness in its multiple forms. So today, viewers will keep our sessions pretty short in terms of time. So it will be deep but short. So weakness was the topic chosen. So we'll look into three aspects of weakness, different types of weakness, the reasons for weakness, and the way out. At least these three aspects, right? Yeah, over to you.
Right. So let me start with what weakness is all about. I think it's the fact or state of not being strong or powerful. It can be both physical and mental. But if we primarily focus on mental weakness, a mentally weak person often experiences emotions like fear, nervousness, depression, anxiety, stress, frustration, etc. So these are the signs of weakness. And such a person typically would harbor thoughts like, I'm helpless, I'm useless, I'm no good, I cannot succeed no matter how much I try, I'm finished, it's all over, what will happen to me? So these are the typical thoughts which cloud the mind of a mentally weak person. And if you look at the behaviors of such a person, we'll see these people generally give up quickly. Sometimes they don't even try. The moment or whenever they face adversities in a fight or flight situation, they generally choose flight as an option. They generally lack faith in their own abilities and that of others. And they're also suspicious. Moreover, they cannot stand up to their values and beliefs. Sometimes they become mere onlookers when an injustice is being done to somebody. They do not speak up. They don't stand up. They always expect the worst in every situation. So this is what comes to my mind when we talk about weakness and when we try to describe a weak person. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I like that fight and flight. In that condition, if I can add what is coming to my mind right now, in life situations often come where we have two options. Now, the word fear, F-E-A-R, is closely connected to weakness, right? Now, if we take fear, F-E-A-R, as an acronym, we can look at it in two different ways. We can expand it as forget everything and run, which is your flight. Take flight and move away from the place. And if you look at fear the other way, it is face everything and rise. So the second one is the sign of a strong person. The first one is a sign of a weak person. Forget everything and run. And about fear, kind of fear, one thought comes to my mind is in our workspace. Just as an example, often such thoughts come to our mind about our own vulnerability. Just a thought. This is far from reality, right? Suppose a new person has come and joined my workspace, and I feel threatened from that person. Now, that sense of being threatened is a kind of fear or weakness. And if I analyze deep into it, why do I feel threatened? Because of the presence of the other person. What I find is I don't know myself. I am unaware of my own strengths. So to fight fear is to know our strength. Means the only way to fight fear is to know our strength. That's what I feel.
So that's a great example.
Our Lord also says this, right? I have taken excerpt from Setanujaran. First of all, we must wage war on weakness. We must be bold and brave, for weakness is sin incarnate. Right.
Oh, yes.
So we identify weakness and wage war against weakness.
How to fight weakness? I think that's a very, very pertinent question. But before that, if you touch upon the harmful effects of weakness, Mr. Thakur Anukul Chandra describes weakness as a blood-sucking vampire. The vampire is a bat which sucks blood of other animals. So, we can imagine how dangerous weakness can be. It can be really devastating. It can cause havoc in a person's life. Actually, it can destroy one's happiness. I believe, when we talk about the harmful effects of weakness, I strongly believe that it can trigger a vicious cycle of nervousness, failure, frustration, and suffering. So once weakness sets in the mind of a person, it leads to nervousness. As you said, it leads to fear. Fear and nervousness leads to failure. That leads to more frustration, more nervousness, more failure. So it's a vicious cycle that goes on. And talking about this, the harmful effects of weakness, Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra says, weak minds are always suspicious. They can never trust. The faith has been lost. So they're generally sickly, tricky, sensually inclined. For them, all of life is a burning. Ultimately, joy and sorrow are dissolved in despair. What is pleasure, what is pain, they cannot differentiate. If asked, they shy. What is the difference? Ever restless, their lives deteriorate in dullness. I think in this message, Sri Thakur has described all the harmful effects of weakness. It leads to frustration, despair. Man's happiness is completely lost. Man is not able to distinguish between pain and pleasure, and man becomes sensually inclined. He becomes a victim of his own complexes and passions, and so on. If you'd like to add anything.
Kinds of weakness. Today, sometime in the evening, I got a WhatsApp video forward. I would just like to show this some 50 seconds video. A group of people and a beast, right? It's a cheetah. Now, the video forward with that one message came to describe what it is all about. It seems the cheetah had entered one that liquor manufacturing unit, the country liquor, and it drank out of that and lost all its senses. And now, how the cheetah is behaving? Cheetah forgot its own power, and that's why people have gathered all around and making fun of it. So it has become weak. It has forgotten itself, its might. So this is a sign of weakness, and many of us we suffer from this. And Sri Thakur, that's why says that remember that you are the offspring of might. So that remembrance, I think that's what Thakur says. We have forgotten that we are offsprings of might, and that is the sin, right?
Yes.
What are the ways to come out of weakness?
Oh, that's a great question. I can think of three things. Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra has talked about auto-suggestion. It's a very powerful tool to deal with weakness. And science also has proved that whatever we feed our mind becomes like that. So if we feed negative thoughts, our mind becomes weak. And if you feed our mind with positive thoughts, our mind becomes positive and strong. We become confident. So I think auto-suggestion is very, very powerful. And in Satyanusaran, Sri Thakur says, he talks about a very powerful auto-suggestion. He says, tell yourself, say that you are not timid. Say not you are a coward. Say not you are evil-minded. Look towards Father. Speak fervently. Oh, I am your son. Within me there is no more dullness, no more weakness. I am no longer a coward. Never again forgetting you will I run towards hell with my back towards your light, crying, darkness, darkness, darkness. What a powerful auto-suggestion. Second thing that comes to my mind is reliance. You know, if you are going to a hill station, and the road goes through a very is a very narrow stretch of curvy road, and when suppose we are traveling in a bus, many of us are scared what will happen if something goes wrong. But if you know the driver, and if you have faith in the driver, and if you know that he's a competent driver, even in that very difficult hilly road, we still can feel happy and enjoy the beauty of nature instead of worrying about what will happen to us. I think it's reliance in a master, in a guru, a living ideal that can help us overcome our weakness. The third thing, what I will cover quickly, is instead of focusing on the consequence of failure, instead of focusing on fear, if we focus on the remedy. When we face a problem, we worry about what will happen, what are the consequences of the problem, and how it is going to impact us. But Sri Thakur says, if you focus your attention on the remedy, if this is the problem, how I'm going to deal with it, what actions I'm going to take, what is the solution I can think of, who should I go to for help? If I think about the remedy, I think that will take me out of fear and weakness. I think these three things come to my mind: auto-suggestion, reliance on an ideal or a master, and focusing on remedy. Anything you would like to add?
Yeah, great. Like easy way, like a very simple prescription Sri Thakur has given, and you have elaborated on that, and you refer to this master or guru. So what we need in life is Mr. Dependable.
Correct.
Doesn't matter with what name you call that Mr. Dependable. We call our Mr. Dependable as our Sri Thakur, right?
Absolutely.
So we'll wind up because we had planned to have short sessions on focus. So we'll request our viewers to comment whatever you did not like. Definitely, you will write about this. But more than that, in the comment section, let us take the discussion forward, and you can give. And we want you all, audience, to give your perspective in the comment section. So we'll meet again next week. Thank you. Bye.